Hey, what's up guys? BL Vox here, and welcome to the end of Minecon.
Literally.
Yeah.
It's falling down around us.
Yeah, in the background right here. I'm with Greg Aronowitz. That's it, right?
Close.
Dang it.
Aronowitz.
Yeah. I know, I wish I said it right because you could not be more deserving. You worked on Minecon last year, right?
Yes.
And then you made some epic stuff. We're talking about like the giant dragon, so much great stuff. And now here you are again, Minecon, and you what? Like 2 days of no sleep? I mean, how'd that all go?
3 days. Well, let's see. It was 3 days and 2 nights. Each Minecon will just like up it a little bit. You know, next year I'll probably go 4 days, no sleep. So.
Gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, that's dedication. That's why they keep hiring them, you know? I mean, but if you do like a quick synopsis of like how far out do you start preparing for all these creatures to, just your layout design and everything else to actually shipping crates of everything here?
Well, believe it or not, we started talking about Minecon 2, as they say in France, in Vegas during the first Minecon. And just plans about that it would be bigger and that it might be in Europe and, you know, all kinds of crazy things. But it was probably around PAX, which was September.
Yeah.
That we really, like I talked to Vu and Lydia and Carl and said, you know, if we're going to make this epic, we really have to start now. And then the thing with Mojang, like you guys are all super familiar with the Mojangsters, and they're busy. Like people think that they're like this massive corporation and have like hundreds of employees. It's like you think like Blizzard or one of the, but they're still like super indie. All that amazing work, they do it themselves, and it's like everyone you see on stage at Minecon, like there's no hidden people at cubicles. So they get super busy, and then of course Junk Boy and all the guys that are like just pumping out the top stuff for everyone else to work with, they get the busiest, and so I need to work with them to actually formulate what all this is going to be.
Okay.
And as Junk Boy said to me this weekend, that the most important thing for a developer is developing the game. So even though the con means everything to them, it's like they can't just stop for a month and plan out the con. So he has to work on stuff and get me information late at night after he finishes something, and they upload it, and they're making sure the servers. We go from a year to at 6 months we start talking about how it's really important that we start right away, to 3 months before being like, all right, this is it, we have to go, to a month before this time I was like, you know what, it's Paris, I can't build everything in the US and ship it, so I have to go over there, and I can't do it in a weekend. So I came a month in advance, and I'm like, all right guys, now I'm in Paris, so we have to start building stuff. So then essentially everything got done in 3 days before the show.
Yeah, zip up. There you go, that happened. Yeah, you brought up a lot of like great points, because especially the unsung heroes, it's like we don't. I mean, I'm a Minecraft news guy, and I like to help everybody and kind of consolidate everything for people. But even I don't know that it's like Junk Boy is this involved with the preparation and everything else. Like I did not know that. I mean, and then when you also talk about behind the scenes, when all the Mojangs came up on stage and kind of like ran through, I was like, there's like 8 more than I remember, like than I thought there were. Like I knew there were a lot of ones that a lot of people don't know about, but and then just all kind of.
But that is actually all there is what you saw on stage, because I know people are just like, oh, there's like 100 guys coding and stuff, and there's not. It's I got to go to Sweden and go to the offices, and they take turns coming in at night and babysitting the servers and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And, it's like very, very cool. It's very still grassroots, mom and pop, and even though it's this huge worldwide phenomena, there's still notches there every day working on the thing. And so everybody was involved, so it was really cool for me to be able to work directly with them. And a lot of times I'll get hired. I've done stuff for Xbox and all the other different companies, and they'll just kind of send an idea or send a drawing and just say make this, and then it shows up. And this is very, I feel like when I'm building this stuff that I'm actually involved in the making of the game. It's because they treat it like that. Like there's not a pixel that we paint that isn't somehow like what they hoped it would be. And it's just cool. It makes it feel important.
I think it really shows too, especially since you're so dedicated. I mean, anybody else would be like, my 12-hour shift's over. I mean, That's how some, yeah, I mean, especially some conventions, I imagine, but also some conventions also aren't as well themed, you know, and they aren't that involved and make you kind of feel like one with the environment, I would say. Because I've been to lots of other conventions and it just, you know, it doesn't, I mean, you guys have interactive areas you made. Every inch of, I mean, you guys even sought out this place ahead of time and you're like, oh, let's put a giant wood block tree under this light structure that is the exact height, so it fit in there perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, we tried. I mean, it's, for me, number one, you know, all those guys at Mojang are super cool and they're friends, so it's like fun to work with them. But I mean, I try and always be dedicated to any project I do, but this particularly becomes more interesting because it's also like they're kind of pushing the envelope of the dream. You know, it's there's all kinds of conventions. I've been going to conventions for 25 years all around the world. Things like Comic-Con in San Diego, which is the largest.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's so hard to have themes and have, you know, like a full world. So when they come to me and say, like, we're thinking of doing a convention, but we want it to kind of be like, we want to bring the world of Minecraft to life.
Yeah.
Like, as an artist, that's an opportunity in a lifetime. Because I didn't make a booth or a prop. I got to be involved in, like, the fans loved the game so much, and I got to help them experience what it would be like to be in that game.
I think you definitely succeeded when it came to that. Now, during all this, though, I got to tell you guys, I think the most impressive thing was, though, you have a broken wing this entire time.
How are we going to tell this?
I'm not going to tell the story, I mean, but, you know, this is Superman, essentially. Broken wing, and he still built all of this, you know, and so crazy impressive. And that's what I mean. I don't think another company, like, would they be like, no, you need to go home. You're not under our insurance
I have
or something, you know.
I have to give kudos to my crew, who you can hear them banging away in the background. We won't tell the whole story.
No,
it's all you. But I will say what happened, just so people are like, who cares?
No, it's all you.
We were in Paris.
It's crazy.
All I have to say is, beware the train stations, because we had a wonderful day in Paris 3 weeks ago as we were prepping to do the show, and we were going home at night. We took the RER. We got off at the parking lot where our car was, and as we were getting into the car, 6 guys with police batons jumped us. They broke my arm. They took out one of my guys' teeth. They broke one of the girls on my team's nose, but not until she punched them first. And they basically tried to mug us and get our car. We fought back. I know what you're saying. Why didn't you just give them your money? It's like, if they had come
you already
up to
seen the comments right now.
Yeah, if they had come up to me with a gun, and I would have been like, here, please. But they jumped out of nowhere and just started beating. And once you start beating someone, like, negotiation is over. I was just like, I'm getting out of here. You know what I mean? So.
Well, you got, like, mad street cred already, you know, at this point.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Paris, though, I have to say. You know, you want to come here, you want to be in love, you want to, you know, do art. This was my life dream, to come and spend a month in Paris doing artwork. And within the first 4 days, you know, I got terribly lost, and then I got the crap beat out of me.
Yeah.
And you know, my crew was pretty shaken. The girls got, like, dragged out of the car, and then one girl just completely disappeared. We thought they took her, but she actually was able to get away and ran, which was very smart. But the fear in my heart that she was taken. So you are correct that I honestly would say, I'm not bragging, but I honestly would say that most people at that point would have just packed up, said sorry, we're gone. But it's like, I couldn't let Notch and Vu and Lydia and the guys down. So we just sucked it up and went back to work. Well, not immediately. I spent a day in a hospital and then a day in a place.
Yeah, tweeted a picture of a broken collarbone.
Yeah, but then I went back to work.
At this point, you can throw down any card you want. Like, you play any card, like, hey, I need a break. Hey, I'm going to sleep. Hey, you know, like, you don't need to make excuses for a reason why they're not going to be somewhere. You're like, hey, remember that time? You know? So
I'll be like, remember in Paris?
Yeah.
But we got it all done. It was, you know, a little scary. I'm not used to not being able to be as interactive with the job as usual. So, you know, my whole attitude is always, when something's, you know, not happening or falling behind, I'm like, I'll get that. And I'll be like, I can't get that. So, but, you know, and then my team had to just work extra hard. So, but we all focused and we got it done. And then we did all this crazy stuff. Like, I was talking to Vu and Lydia and Junk Boy, and they're like, well, what do you think we could put, like, what would go in this room? And I was like, how about a haunted maze? And
Yeah.
who does that to themselves, you know?
Yeah,
It's
that
like-
was it. You set yourself up for more work. Yeah.
But it just seemed cool
Essentially.
because I didn't want people. My philosophy was that people were coming from around the world to a convention at Disneyland. So I didn't want at any point for people to be like, well, the rides at Disneyland are cool, and you know, here's just
You
a
obviously
bunch of,
didn't go on that
you know,
Aerosmith. No, wait, that one was it. What was it? Armageddon. Don't.
Please tell me that the
Don't.
Museum of Mojang is cooler than the Armageddon.
Way.
Awesome.
So, Armageddon the
makes me
movie? Oh, God. And made a right. Yeah.
That is
Done.
That's the French just trying to rub it in the American filmmakers' noses.
God.
You know, they're just like, "Ooh, your greatest work, Armageddon."
We're going to make a ride of it. Yes. So, my question to you now is this, at this point, are you already planning for 2013? Because as you said,
I am in my head. You
Okay.
know, like, number one, I make no assumptions that they'll even ask me to come back. You know,
No.
I was like, I caused all
There's
kinds of
no
problems,
way
and
they
I'm like on
can.
the phone crying, I got beat up. You know, it's like they don't need to deal with that kind of crap.
Yeah.
But
no, they would.
But no, already I'm like, well, what's it going to be, and how do we? I just want it to keep leveling up. You know, I don't want people to come and be like, oh, saw that, and you know, so next year, maybe there needs to be a Minecraft roller coaster or something. I don't know
Do
what
it.
it's going to be.
Actually, how about this? In the comments below, go ahead and say what massive structure would you love to see
Yeah,
recreated?
what thing from the game would you love to see in your life? Well, I've run the gauntlet on this one. It's like every step of the way has been something to try and stop us from getting it done. But now that it's over and done, I think people enjoyed it. So
I think so
can
too.
sleep well tonight.
Yeah, the logistics behind all of this are just mind-boggling, and you guys easily pulled it off, last minute, everything. So, on behalf of everybody who either viewed it, whoever attended, hope you guys enjoyed it, and maybe after watching this, hey, you realize just how much craziness goes into all this hard work. You know, because a lot of people don't see it behind the scenes stuff. So
That's true.
I'm glad they do get to say it a little bit. So
Yeah, I'm glad. Thanks for watching.
by the way, how can they follow you and what you're doing and what you're up to and some of the work that you do?
Sure. Well, you can follow me on Twitter. It's at Greg Aronowitz. Can we put that like here?
Definitely,
On that?
yeah. It's right there. It's right there.
Can
Magically in there.
Can it be like right?
Oh, no, I got to move it.
Oh, man.
He's
Now
making
we
me
have to
edit
track
so
it.
much now.
And then you can go to my blog, and yes, I know I don't have a dedicated server, but I'm happy there at Blogspot.
Wait, does that mean I have to tag another animal so it ends up on your blog? It's a annual Minecon thing. I'm not going to tag your animal.
That's funny. But I'm sure somewhere you wrote.
I'm going to walk
something, so-
away. You didn't find it yet.
But my blog is barnyardfx, the letters FX, .blogspot.com. And yeah, you can totally see every time I work on a movie or a television show, I do a lot of web
Yeah,
stuff.
he works
I do
on
the
all
Guild
kinds of
and,
stuff. The Guild, he just said.
The Guild. Awesome. You guys watch The Guild? You should
Love
watch
it.
Save the Supers. It's
Yeah,
it's very
I
funny.
remember that one. I'll check it out.
It's a lot of
Awesome.
the people from the Guild are in it, but it's a parody of superheroes. It's a parody of like Super Friends.
Ah, okay. Well, thank you again for all your hard work. Thank you for everything.
problem.
Be sure to follow them, guys. All the info is also below. Be sure to like, comment, and share this if you enjoyed anything about all the hard work and Minecon and everything else. So, yeah, a lot of other things, a lot of other questions. Minecon 2013, where do you want it?
Let us know. And thank you all so much for being fans of the game, because without you guys, I wouldn't get to do any of this fun stuff.
Thank you for everything.
Later.